Hi, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of my podcast, Let's Be Real. Um, I'm talking very low because it's literally 5:06 a.m. and it is, what day is this? It is Saturday, May 1st. Bitch, it's already, oh my god, it's already May 1st. I could have swore April had a 31st day. But in this episode, I want to talk about oversharing and jealous friends and why that evil eye shit is like real, because I recently went through, well, not recently, but pretty much like I went through a couple of things that really opened my eyes to it and have made me a lot more particular about what I post and what I share with the internet. So I want to use this show as a platform to educate people through the things that I experienced, so that way people who haven't experienced it or have experienced it can relate. And for the people who haven't, you kind of have like that knowledge with you, so if it does happen to you, you can see it coming from a mile away and see all the red flags and not end up having to go through a whole bunch of bullshit like I have. So the example that I'm going to be using in this video, I'm going to be talking about my car. So I got a new car. I got it in February of this year. And I actually, like, after I got it, I didn't post it for a while. Like, I had that car for damn near 2 weeks before I actually posted it on the internet. And the reason why I took so long to post it is because, one, like, it was when I got the car, the same day I had got it, it was like a very long day. Like, I didn't have time to do anything. And then two, I just had like a nagging feeling. Like something in my spirit kept telling me not to post the card. So I kind of sat on it and was debating on whether or not I should. And I kept trying to figure out why I was having this feeling. But I ignored it and I justified posting the card and like sharing it with everybody, because I was like, anything that I do post like that, when it comes to accomplishments and things, it's always meant to inspire people, never to brag or to try to, make myself seem like I'm better than somebody just because I have this materialistic shit over here. So another thing that made me justify posting it was also the fact that if some of y'all don't know, like I come from a low income background, so anything that I do get like that, like a car, or like I think I posted my purse like a couple of weeks before that. So anything that's like materialistic like that, and really anything in general, girl, I have to go and get that shit out the mud. Like my parents support me like when and where they can, but for the most part, like it's just me and all out on my own. All of the car's in my name. My name is on all the documents. I pay my own car note. I pay my own insurance, and I pay my own rent. So there's that. But after I posted the car, not even 24 hours later, I had this really weird feeling, and it felt evil, and I felt like something was after me. And I've never felt like that before in my life. So it really scared me because I'm like, what the hell is going on? And not even a week later, like not a week after I actually got the car, but not even a week after I posted it, something bad happens. And I'm not gonna say what it is just to protect myself, because like I said, I don't do spiritual warfare and shit, and that evil eye shit is real, and I don't have time for that. We're blessed and prayed up over here, so keep all of that shit over there. But after the bad thing happens, I decided to text my friend because he's also very spiritual like I am. And he was like, I'm telling him what's going on, and I'm like, I feel like something is after me. He's like, I think it might be evil eye. Like, that's most likely what it is. And then he was like, you have been posting like a lot of personal stuff as of recently. And I didn't understand what he was talking about because, for those of you who have noticed, My ass don't be posting like that. I really don't, especially not on like Instagram and Facebook and like Twitter and shit like that. I'll post on Twitter, but like I won't post photos and stuff like that. Um, but I'll kind of go through spurts where I'll post a lot frequently, and then after that, like I just don't post for months. Um, so I was like, what do you mean I've been posting like personal stuff? And then I thought about it, and I'm like, I did post my purse, and then I posted this car, all in a span of like 3 weeks. Not that that was personal stuff, but it was just like these are things that are enough to make somebody turn into a hating ass, jealous ass bitch, pretty much. Like, I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. Bitches are fucking weird. Because for me, I didn't look at it like that. And like I said, I justify posting my card as it being inspirational and to show people like, hey, it's possible. Like, if I can do it, you can definitely do it. And then too, I'm like, why on earth would I'm just not the type of person that tries to make other people feel like I'm better than them. I don't floss and I don't flex. Bitch, a bag is a bag and a car is a car. Regardless of whether or not I have that shit, I'm still the same person, and that doesn't make me. I don't understand the logic behind I have this physical thing, and because I have that, that makes me better than you. What sense does that make? Like, come on, y'all. And it's crazy to me how, you get these physical things and people start acting different, treating you different, and then the evil eye shit comes in because they start wishing bad on you. And I just think that that is absolutely fucking crazy, especially for that to be happening to me, with people that I thought knew me, you know? Because let me tell you this, I had to rebuild myself from the ground up, and I literally started with nothing because I got laid off from my job when the pandemic really hit, and I was unemployed for 2 whole months. I had nothing. I was broke, and I see why people sell drugs. I see why people steal, kill, and rob and sell their bodies and things like that to make money because it is real. Like it's not a joke out here. Um, I had applied to because I go to Tarleton State University, so my college town is in Stephenville. I applied everywhere for a job in Stephenville. I applied in the surrounding cities as well. I applied in Granbury, Weatherford, and Fort Worth, and I had to go as far as Dallas. I had even applied to places in like Arlington, Irving, hell, I might even went to Denton. Child, I was everywhere trying to apply for jobs at the time, and like nobody was giving me a shot. A shot, mind you, my resume is pretty extensive. Like, there's no reason for anybody to be denying me for a food service job, or a retail job, or an office job because I have plenty of experience doing all of that, and I'm damn good at it. So it made no sense. And then I finally got a job, and it was 2 hours away from where I live at in Stephenville. So don't shit come to me easy. Nothing. I have to work very hard for everything. I'm not trying to complain, but it's just that why the crazy shit always got to happen to me? That's part of the reason why I even started this podcast in the first place because I have some stories, okay? When I got the car, because see, the thing about people judging is you don't know the backstory. All you see is the end result and like the finished product of things, which is exactly why I don't post the things that I'm currently working on or the things that I'm doing until it's done. Like for this podcast, I'm not posting shit about it or telling anything about it until the first episode is already up because I don't have time for that shit. Once you're in the stage of, working on stuff and you start telling people what you're gonna do or what you're currently doing and what you're about to do, for all you know, they plotting asses could be wishing bad on you, and then the next thing you know, the entire plan that you had crumbles beneath you. So I'm saying all of this to say to my fellow people out there, just be mindful about what you post, because to you it might not seem like a big deal, and it might seem small and minute, because that's exactly the same way that I was feeling. But after I took a step back and all of this weird ass shit started happening to me, um, and I took a little hiatus from posting, I realized, yeah, the things that I was posting seemed very small to me, but they could have been huge, and they probably were huge to somebody else. And I actually ended up having a conversation with one of my friends about this, because she was posting some things on Instagram, and after everything that I had went through with the whole car situation, I was freaked out, and I really wanted to make sure that she was prayed up and protected herself, because I know for a fact that I'm very proud of her and what she's doing, and I want to see her soar. I want to see my friend do better. I want to see her do big things. Everybody does not have those same feelings and intentions, though. Because, you see her doing all of these big things, rubbing shoulders with all of these people, and, celebrities interacting with her and shit like that. And the jealousy comes out, and the hate, and then the evil eye, and the evil spirits, and shit like that. And I'm sitting, like, I'm telling her, you need to stay prayed up and, like, protect yourself. And, it's okay to post, but don't post everything that you do, and, like, be selective about what you post. Don't give people details and things like that. And there's some things that it's just best to keep to yourself for your own safety. Because, like I said, I don't do spiritual warfare. Like, I don't do all of that. Keep all that shit over there. Um, because she posts frequently, but the thing is, like, she doesn't. I'm trying to think of how to describe this. Honestly, the perfect celebrity to use is Beyonce, because I remember watching a documentary, the Life Is But a Dream documentary, when it came out, in, like, what was this, like 2013, and in the intro to the documentary, she says, um, she's talking about how she struggles with how much she should reveal about herself, and how much of herself should she keep to herself. And I was, at the time, because I had to be like 12 or 13. I was like, I don't get it. But now that I'm older, I understand. And this situation taught me, like, why that's so important. Because, like I said, for me, I just passed it off and, like, justified posting so much of myself, because I'm like, hell, ain't nobody paying attention to what I'm doing like that anyway. So, like, who cares? So I just kind of let that thought, or let that thinking process allow me to, like, post a lot of other things, and as I'm sitting there telling my friend this, and, like, I'm warning her and telling her what I've gone through, she was kind of like, I kind of had the feeling that I should, kind of stay prayed up, and, like, do these certain things to protect myself from, like, the evil eye and things like that. And I was like, listen to what your higher self is telling you, and listen to what your gut is telling you, because my gut told me not to post my car, and to not post a couple of other things, but I still went with it anyway. And, like, I tried to justify it, because I thought people knew and understood my thought process and the way that I operate. But, like, no, girl, when it comes to that kind of stuff, trust your gut. If your spirit is telling you don't post it or don't do it, don't do it, because there's a reason why. Anyways, before I got the car, the new one that I have now, I'll post pictures of everything in the video so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But before I posted it, I had my older car, which was a 2003 Ford Explorer Sport XLT, and it was my first car. I absolutely loved it to death, and I did not have it was paid off. I had no intentions on selling it or getting rid of it, but I had been shopping around for a commuter car that was better on gas, because that was an SUV, y'all. And with me driving back and forth to Dallas, I was spending around not 200, but $150 a week on gas, like going to and from. And around this time, gas was like 179. So this was like right as the gas prices were like getting ready to rise. So, um, like I said, it was still 179 at the time, but I was going to the dealerships because I had saved up some money for a down payment, and I was shopping around. And every dealership that I went to I went to 5 dealerships, y'all. Yes, I know somebody's like, that was fucking stupid, but I'm hard headed, and when I want something and people keep telling me no, I'm gonna just keep going until somebody tells me yes, because you're not gonna keep telling me no. Okay, so I went there, and everybody kept telling me that you have to have a cosigner, and that like I wasn't gonna be able to get what I wanted. Like I went up to like I knew I wanted a Honda, and I it had to be like either a coupe or a sedan. I really wanted a coupe because I had the whole 2-door SUV thing going on, so I just wanted to keep it going. Um, but everybody kept telling me no, you needed a cosigner, and my parents are trying to buy a house, so or have one built, and they couldn't have anything on their credit, you know, so they couldn't co-sign for me. So it was all just me, and everybody kept telling me my credit history was too short, so I needed a co-signer. I was like, bullshit, bitch. So after the fourth dealership told me no, it wasn't gonna happen, I decided that I'm just gonna take my losses, and I'm gonna rebuild my credit and, like, my credit history and things like that. So by the time my birthday comes around, which is May 21st, and it's May 1st today, around this time I can get a new car. Y'all, I decided that I was gonna cut my losses and, just keep my same car and everything. And I wasn't gonna trade it in, but like keep driving the same car and everything. Um, I decided that on February 1st. So, y'all, on February 2nd, I'm coming back from work, and it's around 3 a.m., and I'm on 281, and I hit some fucking cows. And guess what color the cows were? They were black. Black cows. A herd of black cattle come out in the middle of the fucking road, and I hit them. I was driving, and I swerved, and I thought that I'll insert pictures of what my car looked like after I hit the cows. I swerved, and like I heard a crash, but I just assumed that um it was from me swerving into the ditch. I thought that's what all that noise was. But I'm driving because I was like, bitch, I'm not getting out this car and I'm not stopping. This is the third accident I've been in this year, so I'm not getting out the car until I get to the gas station. So I keep driving, and as I'm driving down the road, I see that my side view mirror is like hanging off. So I was like, well, shit, I don't want to have to pay to replace that. So, but I was like, that's the only damage to the car. At least that's what I thought. So I don't mind having to buy another side view mirror or whatever. It's not that crucial. Y'all, when I get to the gas station and I'm stopped, I get out and I see the damage. I was like, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? So I was pissed off. And at the time, my parents hadn't paid our car insurance. This was on like Wednesday. The car insurance was going to renew on that Friday. So I literally had like 2 days until I was going to be covered. So I'm like, it's not like I could have stopped and went back and found the person's cows and tried to hold them liable, because they would have been like, bitch, you ain't got no insurance. We can't do nothing for you. And my rates probably would have been up as well. And I was on my parents' insurance. It just wouldn't have been good. So I get home at 5 a.m., around 4 or 5, after assessing the damages. And then I'm like, what? I'm stressed out because I'm trying to figure out what the hell am I going to do. I went to all of these dealerships. Each and every single one of them has told me that I cannot get a car. So I'm like, how the fuck am I going to be riding around like this? Um, you know, and then I'm like, my car wasn't worth that much. I think it was in total, it was worth it wasn't even worth over like 3 grand. I don't know. I'll have to look on Kelly Blue Book, but I don't think it was worth that much. So I'm like, it's totaled. And then I'm like, I need a new car. Oh my God, I was stressed the fuck out. So, anyways, I end up going on to one of the Honda dealership websites, and I like sent in my paperwork so I could see about getting pre-approved, because I'm like, I'm tired of filling out the paperwork at the fucking dealership. Like, I'm sick of that shit. So I set up an appointment for 11:30 that same day. I went to bed at 5 a.m., got up at 8 a.m. so I could make it to the dealership at 11:30. I get there at 11:30. I start my paperwork. He actually had me test drive like a Mini Cooper. I was like, "Sir, I came to the Honda dealership for a Honda. What is this?" I told him no. I want a Honda, and he pulled out the one that I have now. That's the second car that I test drove. So I was like, I like it, but at this point, so many of these car salesmen had told me that I was gonna be able to get in a vehicle, and then the next thing I know, they're telling me we can't get you in the car anymore because you need a cosigner. So I've been lied to my face so many times that when he was like, "Okay, you want this one? Okay, cool." I was like, I believe it when I got the keys in my hand. So this entire time, I'm expecting to get rejected as I'm sitting there, but I actually ended up getting approved and everything. And like, I had to trade in my car, and I had to let Justin go. This is the last photo that I have of him. Like, I was so heartbroken. Because, like I said, I had no intentions on trading that car in or giving it away, because it was my first car and I actually liked it. Like, I loved that car, even though it was older. So, my advice to anybody that's trying to get their first car, even if you have to get an older one, just try to find one that you actually like. Because that was actually one of my dream cars. So, I was sad to see it go. So, anyways, I do all the paperwork for like 4 hours. Got there at 11:30. Didn't finish until like 4 o'clock. Mind you, my ass had to be at work at 4:30. So I finally finished the paperwork. Left. Got to my job like 5 minutes late, because of all of the paperwork and everything, and then finished my shift. Didn't get home until like 11:30. So the entire day, y'all, I'm running off for like 2 hours, less than 2 hours of sleep. So I was just going, and like, I was working so much at the time, so I couldn't even process that I had just got a new car, because I was just like up and at 'em every day and like halfway sleeping, which is another reason why it took me so long to like post the car, and why I didn't post it the same day that I had got it, because I had too much going on. Um, so I say all of this to say that, um, you see the car, and you see the bag, and you see the end result, but you don't see everything that I went through to get that car. I got told no so many times, and I jumped through so many fucking hoops. One of the salesmen told me that I could get a car because I was applying for a 2016 Honda Civic Coupe LXP, and he told me I was going to get into that car. He said the only thing I need from you is a 40-hour pay stub. Do y'all have any idea how hard it was for me to work 40 hours, on top of me being a college student, on top of me living 2 hours away from my job? And then I gave him that 40-hour pay stub, and then he looked me in my face that same day and told me that we aren't going to be able to get you into this car after all. I was so tired and disappointed. So I'm just saying, like, for me to do all of that work and to jump through all of them hoops to get that car, I didn't say anything about the process that it took for me to get the car. All you see is the end result. And for people to pass judgment and to make it seem like I'm bragging and shit like that, it's not true at all. You have no idea what I went through and all of the shit that I put up with to get to where I am now. And that's honestly why I don't judge people anymore. You don't know people's stories. You don't know what people have been through or are going through. So just be kind to everybody. And most importantly, stop comparing yourself to people. Comparison really is the thief of all joy. Because the second you start thinking about what somebody else is doing and what they got and why you don't have it, you start fucking up, and then the next thing you know, you're spiraling out of control, and you all stressed and depressed for all of the wrong reasons. So stop comparing yourself to other people. There's only one you, and live your life. And on that note, if you made it this far in the video, because I think this is probably going to be like 20 minutes long, thank you so much. I don't know when my next episode is going to come out or what I'm going to be talking about. Because my strategy as of right now is to kind of like, come up with ideas at the top of my head and then just sit down and record. But thank you all so much for watching or for listening. And I will see you in my next one.